up?
Hello all you YouTubers out there. Today we got a SABB 9-3
2006 2.0 turbo.
and we're going to be redoing the rear brakes. First part of the job, first and foremost, is jack up the car to get your tire off. Now this tire came from a junkyard and it doesn't quite perfectly match up, so we're going to have to bang it with a sledgehammer after we get these bolts out. But bear with us, we're going to get it done. We're going to get her done.
First video in a long time?
This is the first video in a long time.
You can hit pause on it because this is going to be a little boring.
Alright, I'm going to hit pause, guys. Pause for a cause. Now in this SABB, after you get the pads out, it was fairly simple. But, you know, why should I tell you that? You need to see it. But then you got this brake piston. Wait, what do you call it? A piston? Yeah, you squeeze that with the hydraulic brake fluid. And after they wear down, the pads, that piston keeps ratcheting itself outwards. So that just a slight push by your handbrake or whatnot, it'll activate the brake. So, we're going to have to reset that piston.
And it's important, as frick, to have the right tool.
Yes, important as frick. Frickadoodle.
Alright, let's see if it'll come off.
Well, today's Sunday and miracles do happen. With only hitting it with that, oh, you hit it with a sledgehammer, right?
Yeah, sledgehammer, 2 whacks.
2 whacks of the sledgehammer knocked it.
$3 sledgehammer.
Wow, $3 sledgehammer, well worth the price. Got that tire loose.
Alright.
Now, what's the next tool in line?
Next tool in line? Well, this is your front and rear brake pad.
Oh.
Piston. That's coming, but if you want to come around here.
We need a 7mm, right?
7mm.
So, a little bit of backstory. The tire yesterday just would not come off, but we sprayed some WD-40 where it touched this the part that the car, and a day of soaking and a bigger hammer.
Do the camera. Okie dokie.
Is it on? Can you tell?
Yeah, it's on.
All right.
So back here, there's just some fun little dust caps that you can just scooch off with your fingers. Looks like those. There's one here, and then there's one right here, and then those take a 7mm, yeah, wrench thingy, and they're really annoying and really hard to get at. So that's why I'm using it on a ratchet. And so let me do that real quick.
So, Christopher thinks it's going to be a lot faster than the other one because we were doing this on a DIY learning curve. And unfortunately, I was fairly disappointed in what was out there in terms of videos because they would just not show the whole process. So here we are getting that 7mm hex loosened up. Ah, it's on a ratchet today, so.
A lot faster than it was the other day.
Last time we were using a hex key style, Allen wrench style.
Which was way too long for its own good.
Yeah, Chris could only get like a quarter turn before it would bump into stuff. Then you had to pull it out, re-put it in.
It was a nightmare. loose. And it's loose.
Is there anything you want to catch on film that's going to come loose?
Well, these, if you come in here, these little guys, the Allen key that you're doing, they slide in and out, and they don't all the way come out, so, yeah. So you kind of have to push them back at some point to actually get them out of the way. And then there's also one on the bottom that you can't forget about, excuse me. And then, once they're pushed back sufficiently, it should just, oh, forgot the spring. It's a spring. It's very annoying to put back in, but...
Am I catching it on the video?
Yeah, now you are.
Is it running, the camera?
I think so. Oops. There we go. So this... Oh, shoot. I put it on 0.5. Oopsie daisy. You guys are jumping all around. So there's this little spring right here. Kind of annoying. But still, pretty good. I think it's an anti-rattle spring or something fun like that. Fun and dandy little thing to get off and get back on.
So you already got both 7mm are loose, right?
Yeah, they're all, you don't actually have to take them out, you can just loosen them. I'm gonna kill my fingers.
Now, if you did take them out, would that help it to get these things out better?
These things, the springs? No, I don't, these are like anti-rattle springs or whatever. I don't think they're connected in any particular way.
Can you pull the whole brake pad unit out to get at it?
No, because this spring is hooking it on the bottom. And I had a screwdriver, but I can't find it. I have to dig around. That's the only thing separating me and that.
So while Christopher's getting the screwdriver, this is the essential thing you need, the brake compressor, to compress the piston back. This tool was rented from AutoZone. So the deal is, at least for the SABB, oh, these pesky things are locked into place. So you see those two protrusions? They've got two drill holes in the actual top of that piston, and you put those in, and this goes on the back, and then you crank it, and it's going to push as well as rotate. That's the deal. If you just simply try to push with a C-clamp, it ain't going anywhere.
Oh yeah, it was an absolute nightmare. That's what we were trying to do. But rental from AutoZone, $60 deposit. You get your money back. It's basically free.
Yeah, that's one good thing about AutoZone as opposed to Online World. You can rent a tool. All right, well, we'll get to this. We'll get back to this in a minute. Going back to watching the modus operandi of the screwdriver.
So this little is an anti-rattle thing. It's an absolute nightmare to get back in, but it's pretty easy to get out. But you kind of have to get it out, honestly. If you got a screwdriver, it's kind of easy to get out. Now that I say that, it's stuck. Well, bending my screwdriver.
Does it actually help if you pull the thing that holds the brake pads outwards a bit? Is it all going to just fall loose back?
Well, this is one of the only things holding it still together. Oh my god, that's friction welded in there or something. Tightly in there. Okay, dokie. I'm gonna have to get a pry bar.
Oh, do you need the thing we unscrewed the bolts with?
The what?
The tool that we use to unscrew the main bolts holding the tire on. That has like a large screwdriver tip at the tip. Also, can you just try to yank out the middle part take the 7mm bolts completely out?
That might make my life a little easier. Well, the 7mm bolts are clear. They're not in my way anymore.
But I mean, take them out so that you can...
Oh, we're a little stupid. The parking brake's on.
Oh.
Okay. That explains why it's so hard.
Now, of course, the car is in automatic. It's automatic transmission, and he's in park, so the front wheels are holding themselves to the ground. Also, we're on a fairly level surface.
Not fairly. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can just... Because that is not wanting to come out. That is bending my screwdriver not wanting to come out.
What about tapping it with a hammer of sorts?
Hit it with the back of a wrench, but that's about all.
What about the $3 sledgehammer?
The $3 sledgehammer is gonna obliterate this thing.
Just tap it gently.
I don't want to bend this spring because we only have one, which is this one right here. So if I can get away with just... Okay. Operation Plan B. That did not work.
Here, just ever so gently. Knock it with this thing.
Okay guys, this is not elegant in any sense, but this is what you have to do. Almost free. Oh, there we go. So, these pads are dead. Absolutely, validly dead.
Would you say they're abso-fucking-lutely dead?
Nope, absolutely dead.
Oh.
Well, not entirely. They weren't grinding as hard as the other ones. The other ones were metal on metal, screaming at us every single time we braked. But, gotta get that off. WD-40 on your rotors ain't no good. Okay, so this spring, you see, it's just not wanting to come off. Usually they come off all the way, but it gives us a reference for how to put it back together later. And so now it's the super fun part, which is this. So
now, before you proceed, can you show if you do want to switch out your rotor at this time?
Oh yeah.
Can you point to that T30 Torx bit?
So there's two things you have to do. You got to take this out, but then there's also this bracket right here that you also have to go around, and that bracket is there's some screws on the back.
Some big old nasty bolts. I think it's 17 millimeter.
It's some star bit thing, but then it's like
oh, that's right. What do you call it? Inverted.
Yeah,
Torx.
yeah, that's it. Inverted Torx. That's it.
And I think it's size 18.
Yeah, size 17 or 18. But it's like it's a whole nightmare, and we're not doing that because these rotors are got some
still functional,
still kicking. So we're just gonna call them a day, and we're gonna proceed with what we're actually here for. We're here for the Okay, let me steal this. So, you see those two holes right there? So there's the piston. That's really very far out. And so those two holes are gonna match up with those two. Well, that's the female, that's the male portion. You just pop that in there, and then you do some fun stuff. So basically, I'm gonna move this spring completely out of the way. So you get this. And then, so what you're trying to do, you want to align these into those, and then you want to back this out enough so that this plate is smashed up against your brackets right here. So you align these two into it, and then you just slowly back this out, and then it'll be nice and fun. But this tool is very important because we tried doing it without this tool, and it was very annoying.
It was also very impossible.
Yeah, especially when it's like cold on Christmas Eve.
Now today is Christmas Eve, and here we are in northern Kentucky, and it's really, I'd say 60 degrees out.
Yeah, it's 50, 60. We're in the sun, so it's like very
comfortable.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. Yesterday was not that bad, honestly.
So, you know, global warming does have its advantages at times.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna just slowly make sure to not yank on anything too hard because there's a whole bunch of cables back here for your e-brake. E-brake goes here, and then your hydraulic line goes in the back on the right side. And so basically what you do is just start cursing a lot, and then make sure that cheap a little bit. Oh dear.
So right now you're trying to compress the brake
I'm trying to think about this because it's taking more brain power than I'm willing to give it.
brake cylinder.
Alright, there we go. Clockwise.
And normally it shouldn't really be this hard.
It shouldn't, but we have our brake pads. We are replacing our brake pads a little bit later than we should have. So.
I'm not sure if there's like you can turn this part with us to get that, or which way does that go to push in?
Like that.
So you got to get everything tight. Not only do you rotate it, but the part that pushes it in.
No. Oh, that is tight.
Is there a part that also pushes the cylinder inwards and not just turn it? To get that firmly pushing it in as well, because that felt pretty loose.
It does feel pretty loose, and I don't know
Can
if
you
that's
take
my
a
issue.
Can you take a pair of pliers and give it a wee bit of a tightening?
Yeah.
Oh yes, SABB 9.3 on a nice sunny blue sky day. 2006. Ah, time flies. What a story SABB went through. GM bought it, and then when GM had its throes of pain back, they really tried to rag on SABB to just kill it off out of frustration.
Oh, that is really hard. Am I doing this wrong? Righty-tighty.
Well, I may take a pause here and we can jump back in a minute. Okay, gentlemen and ladies, we're going to take that parking cable, the manually operated parking cable loose to possibly... You got it loose?
Yeah. It's pretty easy. Just use an Allen key, get behind here, just actuate it, and then just slip it on and off. There it's in.
Okay, guys, that's your trade secret of the week.
Because you can't push the piston back in without that taken off.
All right, we're going to try again to get this piston pushed in.
I'm just going to slide this out. I think I can slide it out. Never mind. It seems to be very stuck, so I'm just not going to slide it out. I'm just going to dislocate that and then... See, we got this where... Oh, I don't know if that's a good view for you guys, but we got those two.
You're going to get them into the holes?
Yeah, I'm going to get them into the holes, but I also got to get this fake brake.
You want me to hold something?
Oh yeah, it's sitting really awkward. So now I'm just going to stick my head back in there. Get a good look at where I'm placing these. There we go. Just slot it in. And then we're going to back that out enough so it...
So what's going to go on with this tool is it's going to rotate the cylinder as well as push in just the right amount so that there's a spiral screw in there that the...
That's a lot easier than what it was a minute ago.
All right, folks, there's the word. There's the word on the street. Don't force it. If it ain't going right, go meditate in the hills till you think of something.
Go meditate across the street or something.
And if you meditate enough, you won't even need to use a car anymore. You know, all we need is to get a vast subsystem of underground, maybe 4-foot or even 2-foot diameter tunnels that'll bring and take things to and fro, so you don't need to drive your massive vehicles on the road.
I'm gonna yank on this, so you better have a tight grab.
Hey, yank slowly so I can fight back.
It's good to have a spare set of hands, honestly.
For that, you might need to go to India to get those 8-handed people that sit cross-legged.
I think those are multiple people sitting behind each other.
Oh, is that the secret?
Possibly. But it's whatever.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a heck of a lot easier than what we tried to do before. We put a C-clamp on here, just trying to squeeze the piston down, and lo and behold, it just would not. We did have a AutoZone brand or a purchase from C-clamp that had this little button for a speedy movement of the quick release. And I do not recommend that, because when we bought it and used it, it jammed up immediately.
And cross-threaded, and then we returned it.
Yeah, we tried to return it, and they said, "Oh, we won't take it back. We'll replace it." But fortunately, the manager let us purchase one that had just the plain old shaft without that speed button. It was the same price, so. But at least now we have a working but not needed 6-inch C-clamp.
Oh, okay. So now it's gone really hard, but the only thing is that piston is like all the way down, and also very screwed
Am I
up.
catching it?
Yeah. So you see how much shorter that is? So it's kind of like at its maximum of its throw.
All right, guys, we maxed the piston in. We're all ready for new pads.
Now we gotta get our handy dandy pliers. And then tighten those inwards. So bada bing. And then, oh yeah, where's that bucket? I don't want to lose these expensive. Make sure to put those together. And then our brand new Bosch brake pad. Oh, grease. I need grease.
Now, I'm sure there's a proper compound to put on to keep the brakes from squeaking, but we're just going to use a little dab of grease. I don't know if that's dangerous or not. We'll try not to get it on the rotor. Of course, that would be dangerous.
Yeah.
Grease on the rotor, and you push as hard as you can. Oh, look at that. Are you going to clean the rotor first?
Yeah, as I can see all of it.
Yeah, now on the other side, because we were doofus DIYers, we actually unscrewed that piston completely out, and the hydraulic DOT3 fluid poured hither and yon into a bucket mainly, though we did put a little catch bucket.
Oh yeah, this is just isopropanol you get from the Walgreens.
Yeah,
Kroger, anyway.
Of course, brake cleaner is the stuff of choice.
Like it's all, brake cleaner is just isopropanol.
I don't know about that. I think it's a super duper degreaser, de-whatever to remove any organic stuff. So the isopropyl probably is a bare minimum alternative, but
works.
We don't know if it works. We can't recommend it. You know, we're just two DIYers. Whatever we do, we can't really guarantee that we won't mess you up. So that's your, as the typical disclaimer, as educational purposes only. Whatever you may learn, go with it. And whatever you may not learn, which is kind of the ominous thing about some of these DIY videos, is they don't really tell you how to do it. So in the end, you work a half a day and then you have to put it all back together and take it to a shop. So you've wasted your time and the mechanic still gets paid. So maybe that's the ultimate direction of the future here, is of these nice videos on these nice websites.
Okie dokie. Just some park tools. I just use this for my bike. And then put some on the back. Put some on the runners. And then this is the back one, the one with the springy thingy looking thing. You just pop it in there. Hope that you don't knock it off while you're getting the other one. And then the other one, oh, fun.
Oh, they
check the bottom of the box.
They include it, huh?
Yeah, if you buy it from Amazon for $37, $43 after shipping and whatever.
What, they charge you shipping?
I mean tax. Well, I guess we could have used this the entire time, but I didn't check the bottom of the box. So we'll use it on the last one.
Sure, why not?
See if we might make a follow-up video in like forever later, and then just be like, yeah, the didn't matter or something. I don't know. If there's anything in here.
It's probably just a wee bit. Do you have to wipe off the grease you put on already?
Nah, I'm just gonna leave it on. I can if you want me to, but...
Is the stuff you're putting on kind of greasy feeling? Is it like grease? The stuff you're putting on right now?
Yeah, it's basically the same consistency as the other stuff.
Alright, so just leave it on, I guess.
I guess it's just some... So it doesn't... If something really bad happens, then it doesn't contaminate the brakes or something. I don't know. I don't know why beeswax. I'm just gonna put some on. I don't know if you need to put it on there, but I'm just putting it where it contacts. So it's all nice and happy. And then you're gonna pop. And then we're gonna shimmy it on.
You want to put the spring on at this point?
I'm gonna put the spring on second to last. And then we're just gonna reverse what we did, because we didn't really take too much off. Just turn your ratchet.
Now, if you do put the spring on now, will it go on easier before you put those bolts in?
Let's see. Click it on. So it's supposed to latch on the bottom of that, and then latch onto the bottom of that. Huh, significantly easier, but let's see if it makes my life back here harder. Slightly making my life back here harder. Frick.
Did it make it harder?
Yeah, I might have to take it off. So maybe don't recommend putting the springs on just yet. Oh shoot. Now we're in a reverse predicament. Don't put the springs on first, guys. Okay. Now we're gonna...
Now, as humans, we just made our life harder. But if we were loaves of bread,
we would be loaves of bread.
We would have made our loaf harder.
We would have gone stale. That was a loafly joke, though.
So what do you think it costs to do the back brakes on a SABB if you took it to a mechanic?
Too much money?
Well, the first thing they're going to say is the normal job costs $300, but SABBs are foreign cars that are are no longer being produced, so it's going to cost you $1,000. And of course, it doesn't actually take them any more time. Oh, they might say 1,000 and say, "Oh, okay, we're good, guys. We'll do it for 600."
I'm not cross-cutting these. It's really awkward to get this back on. Not torqued down, but good enough down for right now.
So Christopher's putting in those 2 bolts that have a 7mm Allen wrench. Am I in your way, or are you okay?
You're mostly okay. A little in my way, but not a big deal. but I can. They're kind of awkward because they still move around a lot. Like, it's counterintuitive because you'd expect them not to move at all, and just go in really solidly. But as we're about to see in a second, this thing still moves, even though I screwed those in like not super down, but almost completely. Because when you put your brake pad, when you squeeze your brake, it'll firm up. So now I'm putting this back in. Hope and pray nothing bad happens. And then now I'm gonna torque those ones in the back down.
You got the spring in?
Yep. Okie dokie. One. Alright, I might need you to scoot your left side a little bit. Okay. There we go. Good enough. And then second to last thing we need to do, Allen key. Click it on the back. Boop. That just kind of flicked in there really conveniently, but you can see this thing, Allen key, just slide in the back. Nice and solid. There you go. Oh, right. I forgot. Don't forget your dust caps. They just slide onto the back. Just push them in there.
They cover up the 7mm top?
Yeah. Just make sure they're in there well, because I just put this in poorly. Yeah, let's see. Nice and firmed up. And then you just put your wheel on, put it back together, standard affair.
So does the rotor rotate right now?
Yeah. Because, well, the parking brake's off, and...
So I'm going to go pump the pedal to get the fluid in, to pump that.
Do you want me to pump the pedal so you can film?
Oh, yeah. So Christopher's going to pump the pedal to get that piston we just compressed to come out and give some push.
You ready? All right. Film those pads.
Yep, that's good.
Yep. Alright.
Did you put the parking brake on also?
No.
Okay, because whatever gripped it is now...
Well, I pumped the pedal so it like took up all
Yeah,
the
there may
space
be
in there,
we may have got some air in the... Oh, now it's free, okay.
I think they're a little sticky, but it's fine.
She'll be all right.
That thing is going to be okay.
All right, so what's left to do?
Just put the wheel back on and pull some weird muscles in my back while doing it.
All right, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. It's a process of putting this wheel back on.
Which is pretty simple.
But, you know, the SABBs, these wheels do not go on as easily as a typical car. So there may be some trade secrets, so I guess I will at least show you how to put the first bolt in.
You're going to watch me break my back.
Ah, yes. Sorry, Mr. Mechanic, if I take away your profits.
This one's got a nail in it. Fun. But I'll deal with that later.
Oh, yeah, we got to put some new tires on this. But the tire shop's closed today. It's one thing I cannot do is mount and balance a tire.
For $15 or whatever, $30.
Now, back when I did have some mojo, I did actually deflate a tire. I better stop talking and let my son do his thing. We have to, like, get these holes lined up. That's the tough part. And you may even need to tuck your legs underneath there. Did you want squirts of WD on the...
Oh, you're right. We should do that. I just got them lined up.
Sorry.
I'm going to put some grease on there, actually.
No, actually, do not, class, do not ever put grease on wheel bolts.
Well, I was going to put them on the bolts. I was going to put them on this back portion that's stuck.
Okay. Just put them on the threads, a very tiny squirt of WD. Again, not recommended, but we do it to make the old rusty bolts go in a little bit smoother, and hopefully most of the liquid will evaporate.
Gonna use the rest of the synthetic brake, whatever's. There's no point in not.
Is it grease?
Yeah, it's synthetic brake comp.
Again, if you put it on the bolts.
I'm not putting it on the bolts. I'm putting it on the portion that got stuck. The portion got rusted.
Oh, good idea.
To prevent corrosion.
Now, do you want to actually wipe it on the rotor itself and not the wheel? It should serve the same purpose.
I'm just gonna put it on the wheel because.
Okay, this is not going on the thread. It's not going on the hole.
Not going on the hole. I'm avoiding the hole, but I'm putting it on because it kind of like Mother Nature welded itself to the rotor earlier, hence the headache and delay. But I'm just trying to prevent corrosion. You want to get a picture, get a view of this?
I think I'm running the camera.
I know, you want to come get a bird's eye view of just doing this because it corroded. Well, yeah, basically just corroded itself.
Is it like a 6-inch diameter circle?
Yeah, but there's like just little like kind of holes and stuff. I don't know. Just fun stuff, just putting it on in the contact areas. Prevent whatever happened again because, yeah, it was pretty stuck on there. Now we gotta put this back on for real.
Do you have a Kleenex to wipe any excess off the tire itself?
I'll just use this. There's not very much excess.
Okay.
Nothing's really gonna squeeze out, but just be careful. Let's do that. Okay. Now I can actually get you on. Dad, would you mind going and pulling the parking brake so I can like turn the wheel and not have to like have the rotor moving or everything? Or do you want to hold?
Just the tiniest of amount.
Not that tiny, but yeah, it's okay. Don't break my fingers, don't break my fingers, don't break my fingers.
Do you need to lower the car to make it line up, or you got it lined up?
It's fine. I got it. First one's just always the hardest one. Okay, well, it's basically standard issue from here on out. This is just the wrench that comes in your trunk. And then, little fun fact, if you get one of these, whatever these things are called, Holy Crosses or something, you can, because it's better than having a breaker bar in your trunk. But these things kind of need to be torqued down, and they're insanely hard to get off, so if you just grab one of these.
Now, Chris, actually do not torque it until you get everything in place.
Yeah, well, I was just giving them a little quick one because it's kind of boring to just watch people.
Now, I'm a bit superstitious. Like, this will be the last WD-40 treated bolt. Again, this is not recommended, so it's not. I don't think you should do this. We're doing it because we have a very old car. Oh, sorry, Mr. SABB. 2006 ain't that old. So when we were trying to tighten it, we get this raucous metal-to-metal grinding when we tried to tighten these bolts. And most ever definitely do not use grease. Grease will not go away. This WD-40 for the most part will evaporate. It may leave a very tiny residue, but it's so tiny.
Now I can show you guys to torque it down.
You got all 5 in?
Mm-hmm. All 5.
Now, I think the 100 foot-pound range is what you need, but...
Oh, it's slipped.
Oh, it's, you know that part,
Okay.
it's just still going, it's still tightening up, that's all.
Yeah, it's still tightening up, but...
Did the bolt fall out?
No, No, this is the cap that we took off earlier because we didn't know if there was,
Oh.
because it was so stuck in there. We're like, it's gotta be bolted still in there. Okay, I'm gonna let the car down really quick, and then. Oh, I wish that worked. These work? Doesn't work. I'll do it the old-fashioned.
Now, just as I might recommend to you, lower it down so it gets a good grip on the ground, but don't lower it down completely, because it allows it to still slide in, because there's still some sliding in that may need to go on. Yeah, that's good, unless it's slipping on still.
What?
Did you feel it slip on more?
No, that's my weight, 125 pounds of weight.
So we're probably over torquing this.
How many foot-pounds are we supposed to do?
I think what you can do is actually just adjust that short thing and step on it, and that'll do the right torque. So it's about a foot long, and 125 pound weight of a boy makes 125 foot-pounds.
Oh, I did not know that.
So that actually should be the right, semi-right torque.
Okay.
Oopsie daisy.
Oopsie daisy. I'm just gonna do it like this.
Yeah. So go all the way around to make sure everything, all 5 of them, even though you may have tightened it before, do a once over.
That one's a little easy.
So there you go, guys. Happy Christmas Eve. A brake job done. And to all a good night.
A great job done.